Hello everyone, and welcome to another spiritual podcast where we explore the various topics which we have learned during the many channeling sessions. And with me, I have Anil, who is the one who is transcribing the sessions and has vast knowledge about these subjects. Also, I want to say that if you have any confusion, you'll find a PDF of the references of the topics which we'll discuss today. So basically, today the outline is that we'll discuss about social memory complex, which is an important topic which all of us need to understand, and how can we become part of the positive social memory complex of the fourth density. So before the session podcast begins, I would be grateful if all of you could just leave a like to the video because it will help it to reach to other star seeds, light workers, and wanderers at this time. So now I welcome Anil. Hello, Anil. How are you today?
Thank you, Sam. I'm very well. Thanks again for this opportunity to be of service in a small way. And I would like again for people, because some of the knowledge is actually directly coming from higher beings, sixth density beings, which Sam channel regularly, and some of them is my understandings, which is my thought form. So I would recommend people to listen to these thought forms and discern which resonate with them, and only accept those thought forms which are resonating with them, and leave others. And hopefully, uh, uh, this will help to raise the vibration of this planet. So, as Sam said, today we're going to talk about social memory complex, and this is a very important concept because all higher, after third density, fourth, fifth, sixth density are social memory complex. They are not mind, body, spirit complex, like we are individual in on the third density, and which we all know very well. So, what is a social memory complex? So, a mind, body, spirit social complex becomes a social memory complex when its entire group of entities are one of one orientation or seeking. The knowledge available to one member is available to entire group. Everyone knows everything, and no one can hide anything. They completely see each other's thoughts, feeling, and motives. So, in fourth density and above, a mind, body, spirit social complex become a social memory complex. So, as you can see that uh, as we are moving into fourth density, we will be able to read people's mind. Telepathy will come, and nobody can hide anything. So these kind of things will become, and people are of same orientation. Not in third density when people are mixed orientation. Some are STOs and STS, and it's very difficult. That's why this is a very difficult density to operate in. But when we go in fourth density, things are much clearer to all of us, because if we are STS, we know the protocols that everybody is in, looking after each other. There'll still be differences, but in STS, where everybody is trying to outsmart everybody else, is not a place of disharmony and dissolution, where STO planet will be harmony and peace. So, what is required to become a social memory complex? As we keep hearing, or that the Earth is social memory complex is forming. So there is at least 144,000 is the lowest number or a minimum number of mind body spirit complex required to formation of any social memory complex. That means we should have at least a harvest of 140,000 entities to harvest in next 6 years until December 2030 for Earth to move into four density STO planet. So as we already know, the STO social memory complex has already starting forming on planet Earth, but we are not yet there. So I would like suggest people not get complacent and still focus and graduating into four density STO or STS as they uh, depending on their chosen path. But I assume this channel is mostly listened by STO people, unless they are spying on us and listening. to our things. In fact, to increase the harvest on the earth, as earth moves into four density positive, the law of mirroring graduation has been activated on planet earth recently, as that which has been revealed recently in one of the SAM session. I will put the references in the PDF. And for the remaining period of 6 years until 21st December 2030. And this means that if the entity is able to assist another entity to achieve graduation, the entity who assisted the other entity will also automatically graduate as well as achieve extra vibratory alignments towards even higher levels. So you can see that right now, these laws has been implemented to increase the harvest because earth has a very small harvest right now. uh, you, you know it seems, and hopefully we can change that, and more people focus on like exam time, as you can say, although I don't like this analogy, but yes, we know how we are resonating inside our heart, and we start working towards it, which we have suppressed in the past, and getting uh, boggled down with the worldly affairs and not able to focus things we wanted to do. So I have said that lots of vibration of the earth is changing. There is the codes are coming. So if you can accept, and as you see that this will happen, as and as I mentioned before, the four density STO planet is colloquially called the heaven, and four density STS planet is called the hell. And you must have realized that four density STO planet is a place of harmony and peace, and everybody looks out for each other, where 4D STS planet is place of disharmony and dissolution, where everyone constantly trying to outsmart everyone else and wants power over others. And certainly, this is not the place I would like to go. So I assume, that we are all working towards it. And as I if you have not realized, I'm sure many of you have realized the planet Earth at present is under control of four density STS social memory complex, uh, aka Anunnaki reptilian social memory complex, who wants us to become four density STS planets as Earth moves into four density by 2030. And this is the reason behind, World Economic Forum Agenda 2030, CBDC, central bank digital currencies, World Health Organization new and technologies like metaverse, artificial intelligence, and Neuralink. And most of these, Sam has a session about most of them, and I would put the links down so that you can really listen what has been revealed to us, the agenda behind about all these, policies and technologies. Except I think World Health Organization new I, is not been, I think, been asked by Sam, but I have requested Sam to do that, and hopefully he will do in near future about World Health Organization New Pandemic Treaty. And the four density STS social memory complex, Anunnaki reptilian, social memory complex, have been given different name, by the uninitiated or a common people, such as secret government, deep state, world management team. So these are people, and that's, people don't understand, when something happens, that these people are managing everything, and they are very, they are from four density, so of course their mental capacity, their abilities are of a different class. I mean, we can't even imagine, what they are capable of. I mean, as I already thought, they are capable of, telepathy, telecommunication, teleportation. They have a very long life. Anunnaki reptilian social memory complex can live up to 2,000 years. So and for them, we live 18 years, so we can't really know much. Then they know, and they work with, patience, and their agenda come from many years, and they've been working towards this agenda to convert uh, Earth into STS planet by 2030. And we can talk about that in great detail about their origins in some future session. But today we really want to focus on social memory complex as a concept itself, which is very important for us to understand the whole philosophy, of uh, or cosmology of the how word actually is. So, like our STO teachers and guides, which are helping us to increase the STO harvest, such as Ra, Palladian, Galactic Federation. Um, uh, STS teachers, higher density STS teachers and guides are helping STS entities to increase STS harvest. So these are done via STS gathering, for example. In one of the recent session, Sam did Bohemian Groove. So in a Bohemian Groove, these STS is a STS gathering where they perform various type of rituals and sacrifice to interact with reptilian social memory complex and gain their favor. And many of the advanced technologies primarily are given by the reptilians to these STS entities. And mostly, when I say STS entities, you could say people who want power over others, and mostly these are global, people, global leader who want, um, power over normal people and elites of our society, which leads to higher advancement in technology but less freedom for rest of the people. So you can see, and there are other shatanic rituals we keep hearing about that, and one of the famous ones, most people know about Pizzagate parties. And I have asked Sam to again ask about Pizzagate parties because people think it's a conspiracy theory, and things, and they can't believe that people do such a horrible things in these parties to kids drinking bloods and stuff like that. So I hope Sam will do that in future sessions, and we will uh, in due course. So also, artificial technology, intelligence technology such as Chat GPT, Apple Vision Pro, and four density technology, which just represent are actually four density technologies, and which just represent 2.5% at present of their full potential. So Chat GPT is around about 2.5% what it could be of full. So you can imagine when Chat GPT has 100% potential, what it could do. And this has been given to by reptilian social memory complex to trap the consciousness stream of humanity. So they want to trap our consciousness into these devices, through these devices. And again, the technologies behind Neuralink is also granted by reptilian social memory complex to control humanity by 2030 things. And they are recently I was listening to a clip where Joe Rogan show, if people know Joe Rogan, with Kurs Reval, Google, AI specialist, who was saying by 2029, uh, the we will have a complete AI which will surpass human capabilities. So they are already working toward this agenda where they will have, 100% AI, which will replace human, or they are talking about human 2.0. So they want to post-humanism, so they want to change and merge us with them. So I would just wanted to put out there so that people can start seeing a little bit if they haven't realized. And there's no need to fear. I would say that there's no need to fear. Just work on our own path, and we will pass through this. We have to know, because knowledge, uh, um, um, what I want to say, that knowledge empowers and ignorance and genders. So once we have the knowledge, we already have a psychic power to thwart these technologies which is they are throwing at us. So it gives us a psychic power, and we already know. So mind automatically is prepared for it, subconsciously. So all these four density technology are. So I want to again point out all these four density STS technologies are mimicking the four density natural abilities such as telepathy, and knowledge available to one member is available to entire group. Everyone knows everything, etc., etc. And we will be able to do all these things and much more naturally. For example, variable physicality, longevity, when we reach in 4 density STO planet without losing our free will and sovereignty. So I would suggest that once we pass and we enter into 4 density STO planet, we will have long life. We will live up to 2000 years long. We will be able to, we don't need to communicate through our mouth organs. We can communicate telepathically, and we can even change our uh, bodily form, or which in turn means that we can teleport ourselves, you know. So these things are going to be there, which we already know, you know, science fiction films, which they haven't, they are not really fiction, they are represent a different realm, and they are coming from the cellular memories of people or wanderers who come there here, who have this in their subconscious mind and able to penetrate and put it out there in the form of films. So I would highly recommend, people to refrain from this highly addictive and apparently cool STS technology. Their propaganda machines, which are saying this is cool to wear Apple Vision Pro, or all these technology, as much as possible, and focus in graduating so that you can do all these things naturally, and we can all do the things. Hopefully all of the listeners who are listening to this message will graduate, if they focus. 6 years is a time, good enough time, and if we change ourselves even slowly and focus, we will graduate. So Sam, that is for me. I'm sure you have lots to add to that, because it's a very great topic. Everything is intertwined. So what do you think?
Yeah, basically, I just want to share firstly, the like you said in the beginning, there was a session which I had done wherein they had stated in the session about the uh, meaning of social memory complex. So basically, like Anil said, like it's a type of matching vibration where uh, beings with similar vibration they come together. So I'm going to read the quote. I'm going to quote the exact words that they stated in the session. They said that what exactly does a social memory complex mean and how does it function was answered. In the session, the Pleiadians stated that the formation of the social memory complex is nearly here on the Earth planet, even though the first creation of a completed social memory complex will begin once the Earth enters the new Earth. So from this line, basically, let me give you my understanding. What they are saying is that, the social memory complex is already happening, which means that even if we notice our planet at the current time, we see that people with similar interests or similar emotions or similar kind of hobbies, they stick together. If you have seen, even in your social system, we can see that people who like to watch movies, they usually hang out together. People who like to watch channeling, like many of the viewers, they like to listen to the same kind of content. And it is happening in a way, like slowly and steadily it is happening. And I believe that the completion of the social memory complex will happen once the Earth enters the new Earth. So I believe the new Earth, as predicted, will form fully around 2030. That's what they had stated. And also in the session, they stated that this will allow for establishing a harmonious resonance between the frequencies of each being. And this allows information to be exchanged instantaneously and effortlessly. Like Anil was saying before, that we will have telepathy. And also, I want to add that, uh, for us who are in the third density, we may think that what we are thinking in our mind cannot be seen by any other entity, but actually a fourth density being, who is in a higher dimension can see through our thoughts, much like we can see a second dimensional being. For example, if we take a paper and we draw a house and we put inside that an entity and we lock the rooms in the house, but still from our three dimensional reality we can see everything. Even if the 2D being hides something in its locker, we can see it. It's clearly visible. So similarly, a higher dimensional or higher density being can see everything like an open book. That's what I understand. And they also stated that the social memory complexes of which they are also a part of primarily is not a static or a fixed state, but one that is dynamic and which is continuously evolving. So, what I understand from this is that, a social memory complex is continuously evolving. We may think that, like it is static, but from this understanding, what I find that it is continuously changing and evolving. And I believe, more souls who are entering the new social memory complex with their new vibration by making their choices they are coming in, so maybe it becomes bigger or maybe it becomes more uh, unified, and that's my understanding about this. And now Anil, we were also going to talk about how can we make it right.
Yes, I think you're correct. I think this more important is, okay, it's good to know what is, we are, but we should not become complacent, because still it can, by 2030 it can either become STS planets or STO planets. So we have a lot of work to do on our inner self, and make sure each of us contribute by making sure that each of one is working towards graduating ourselves, so that at least if we have 144,000 people, then we are sure that we will get into STA. This will become an STO planet, and we will need to. We can't just. We have to work for it. The early signs are on our side that it is already forming. But the STS side is trying really hard, and as you can see in the world, war is everywhere. This is the reason they want war, fear, mongering everywhere, and trying to build a digital prison around us, so and capture our consciousness stream into devices. So I would suggest people to work towards it. Try to reduce your interaction with mobile devices and others, and or technologies which you really don't need, and they're trying to be cool, so that we live naturally, and get these uh, cool abilities ourselves, rather than depending on outside uh, artificial devices. So I think we really need to work upon it, and knowing this, and there is no shortcut in life. I would say that there is no short. Nobody is coming to help. We need to help each other, and as I said to you, right now we have a great opportunity, because if you help even one person, it will help you to graduate as well. So please, I'm not saying that try to convert everybody to your path, because everybody has, you have to really respect other people's free will. So I would just recommend that if people are interested, you can, uh, recommend them to listen to Sam channel, or even the PDF we are making. If they don't want to listen at time, they can read it in their own time, and can explain yourself, in your own words, and slowly, and you don't need to force them at all. I meet people, I check sometimes the conversation, because if they are in this, the vibration things, and the conversation already starts in that direction, it never goes. Some people, I cannot talk about anything, the conversion doesn't happen. And I have friends who, over the time, I used to tell them, they are changing. They have completely turned around in last 2 3 years. Who used to think I was crazy now comes and thanks me, because in a way, what I said to them, now they can see it. So it takes time, as I said, that you will sow the seed. It will take some time to germinate the seed, but don't think about the result. Just keep doing and just helping others. Be conscious about it, and I think it will happen. No need to stress. But if you decide in your mind, it will happen, and we will graduate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like you have already summarized uh, everything nicely, and I think this is all we were going to discuss today. Uh, is there anything else before we end the
Yes, I
session?
think I would want to say to people that also you can share the PDF, which is nicely. We are making it very big. I mean, of course, sessions are always there, and you can, but we want to put it in a very layman terms for anybody who is new to understand and then come up to speed. There are lots to take in, and of course, one thing which I would recommend. This is not even about you know because we have all been indoctrinated with our religions we have followed, and it's very difficult to unlearn things. So one time, I think, I would say, somebody asked me what is the definition of an uh, educated man. If I was an educated man, I think an educated man, if you are educated people or not, that ability to learn things, and but more importantly, ability to unlearn things and relearn things. So I think what we need to do is deprogram ourselves of the wrong teachings we have been have learned and have been practicing, because we haven't been told the right things. And then slowly it takes time, and we will get there. And that's it, really. There is nothing more, and more things, Sam. And as we said, we will take little step, one by one, and hopefully reading your comments and cover other topics as well. And Sam will ask some more questions, relevant questions, to help each of us to graduate uh, into the fourth density.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to say, thank you to all of you for listening. And for any references, or if you want to find out more about such aspects, you can view the PDF which Anil has prepared of all the previous podcasts we have done, as well as a summary for you to refresh your mind. So we'll see you in the next week's podcast. And until then, stay safe and see you soon. Thank you.